Hello, good evening. I'm so sorry for the delay today. I had some technical issues with the internet connecting just as I was about to come on air. So, thank you for those of you who have joined so far. I appreciate it. I see Roots Diaspora is here. Thank you for joining. Hello. Today, I am here to talk about something that a lot of people have been asking about, which is regarding what's happening with events in December in Ghana. Now, I am going to be giving you some information that I think a lot of people are going to be surprised about. Um, some people may be disappointed to hear about, and some people might be okay with the news that's been announced with respect to events in Ghana in December. I'm just going to just quickly go through a couple of things before I get into it as people are joining. I want to thank you for joining today's live stream. Kwame, thank you so much for being here. As usual, I appreciate you. Thank you, Regis. Hello, you're in Detroit. Thanks for joining from Detroit. Um, Colin T, you're in Jolu. Thank you for joining. We have Abby. Thank you for joining today. I appreciate it. This evening, as I mentioned, I'm here to talk about the December in Ghana. Now, in Ghana, historically, it's been known that the month of December is when a lot of people come to Ghana on holidays. They come on vacation. It is the holiday season that is celebrated, and people use it as an opportunity because a lot of times people are able to get time off work and choose to come to Ghana on holidays. Thank you for joining, Dorel. I appreciate it. From Orlando. Harry is watching from Switzerland. Thanks for watching. I actually have a family living in Switzerland. I have yet to visit them, but I have family living in Switzerland, my cousin. December is going to be lit, is what Abby said. December is always a lot of hype and excitement in Ghana. A lot of events and activities happen. And I think, particularly ever since the year of return in 2019, when there were so many things going on, it has sort of set a precedent for future events happening in Ghana and just for people choosing it to be a place of travel for their vacation during the holiday season. Now, last year during 2020, we had activities that happened in December. There was still an increase of people who came. It wasn't as big as it was before, of course, because of the pandemic. A lot of people's countries had a lot of restrictions and closures. Travel was restricted. So last year it wasn't as big as it was in 2019. Hello, Queen Irie. Thanks for joining. So for 2021, as we know around the world, most countries have lifted a lot of restrictions. A lot of things are going almost back to normal. And there's a lot of different COVID protocols that different countries have set into place. Now, one of the things that people have enjoyed about coming to Ghana is people have felt a sense of relaxation, a sense of freedom, less restrictions in Ghana compared to other countries. I know a lot of people who made a decision to come to Ghana and stay for several months. Some have been here for over a year, some have been here a year and a half, um, because they just feel more relaxed than they have been in their own home countries, which have had a lot of more restrictions. And so I just want to make some announcements with respect to what some of the protocols are that are being put into place, that was announced this week by Ghana Tourism Authority Beyond the Return, regarding what the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture and the Health, the COVID Task Force in Ghana has decided with respect to events. As I said in the beginning, some people are going to be disappointed to hear this, and some people are going to be okay. It's going to be a conflicted situation with some people, how they feel about it. But these are the decisions that were made based on recommendations of the COVID task force. And it was announced by the CEO of Ghana Tourism Authority this week, what the protocols are going to be. Now, last year, COVID 19 affected the whole world when it comes to tourism, and every country has been trying to find ways to recover. Um, and last year in Ghana, although there was an increase in tourism in December, it still wasn't, as I said earlier, to the levels it was before. So, this is the announcement that was made. So, with organizers of events, now this is regarding events that have been officially endorsed by Ghana Tourism Authority and Beyond the Return. So, events that have been officially endorsed basically means that the event organizers have submitted their proposals to Ghana Tourism Authority and Beyond the Return to request being a part of the official events. So there's going to be lots of events happening, but the official events under Beyond the Return, Ghana Tourism Authority, are ones that people have actually submitted proposals to, and those people have um, agreed to some of these protocols that have been put into place for by the COVID task force in order to have your event if you are going to be endorsed by Ghana Tourism Authority slash Beyond the Return. So the announcement that was made was for ticketed events, they have to have seating arrangements. It can't be general seating. So ticketed events must have seating arrangements, and they are required to be a 50% reduction in the numbers of people so that it can accommodate for less crowding, for the whole concept of the whole social distancing. So they want large events that would have otherwise been large scale. So, for example, during 2019, Afro Nation was so massive and it was so packed. Afro Nation, Dirty Rave, Afrochella, they were so packed. Like Afrochella had like 16,000 people that came through. So what they're requesting now is that event organizers, if they're ticketed events, that they have a reduced number of tickets, reduced number of people who can get into events. So that's one of the protocols. All places have to have sanitizing stations throughout their event venues. So everywhere you go, there's got to be sanitizer around for people to sanitize their hands. And some of them will be required to have those stations that you walk through and it sprays you with sanitizer. There have been a couple of stores around here that had those already, but they're requiring some places have this. Just looking at one of the responses here. Dang, are you serious? Yes, Abby, I am serious. This is the announcement that was made on Monday. There is more. So yeah, okay. So the sanitizing stations. Now in Ghana already, the majority of businesses since the pandemic started have these hand washing stations. For those of you who are not familiar, in Ghana they call them Veronica buckets. It's like a hand washing station that will be outside of a building or outside of an office, whatever it may be, and you have an opportunity to wash your hands. I think that that's probably a large part of why the pandemic also didn't have as much spread as it did in other places. I think it's one of the factors. I'm not saying it's the only factor, but the hand washing, wherever you went, you couldn't go into buildings without washing your hands. So hand washing stations are outside of a lot of places still. Face masks are required when you go to events. It's one of the things that was announced by Ghana Tourism Authority um, slash Beyond the Return, that face masks will be required to be worn in events. Um, you can take them off if you have to eat or to drink, but what they're saying is that it's required to be wearing the face masks when you go to events. The other thing is when they talked about social distancing, they were talking about also um, social distancing is not necessary when you're with people you live in the same household with, that kind of thing. What they talked about in the beginning of the pandemic, they talked about that as well. They're encouraging contactless ticketing. So ticketing online, because in Ghana there's a tendency to still do hard copy tickets. So they're encouraging event organizers to do digitized tickets where people can buy their tickets online, and then you just scan the ticket on your phone when you get to the venue. So that's one of the other things. Thank you for joining Mr. and Mrs. Gold YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Yes, I'm giving all of these updates that are surprising to some people, considering how it's been in Ghana over the last almost 2 years. When it gets, I guess March would be in 2 years, but more than a year and a half in Ghana. The COVID protocols that are being put into place for December for these events is pretty intense, because I know last year during the month of December, there was an increase in COVID cases as there was an increase in travelers in the country and events and activities. So I believe that they're working towards trying to limit the numbers growing again. However, it is still surprising for a lot of people that these decisions were made. Now, the thing that is going to be extremely surprising to a lot of people is that they are now requiring that people who go to events must be vaccinated. This is something that has not been done in Ghana. So it's taken a lot of people by surprise that this decision was made for the upcoming events in December, that attendees to these events would be required to be vaccinated. Um, there's a lot of people who are not happy. There's some people who are okay about that. But it is what they said with Ghana Tourism Authority is that this is something that other places in the world have been doing, and that it shouldn't be a surprise because it's what other places have been doing in the world. I'm paraphrasing, but that was the summary. Mr. and Mrs. Gold's channel says, "Oh, okay, that happened many places in the Caribbean." Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know. Ophebia Ofe, hi, thanks for joining. I'm seeing a response here. Abby says, "Oh my God, OMG." Tabasco says, "What?" Yes. Ghana is now requiring for the endorsed events by Ghana Tourism Authority and Beyond the Return that you will be required to be vaccinated to attend some of these events. And they'll be doing temperature checks upon entry at events. And the other thing is that they mentioned was that there work towards making sure that all staff who work the events are also, excuse me, vaccinated. Now, in Ghana, there's a lot of people who are not vaccinated. So this is something that could be very limiting to local people who may want to attend some of these events. Because there's quite a number of people in Ghana that are just not vaccinated. Um, so this is a surprise. So it basically says guests at events will go through screening. The same expectation is placed on staff working events. I just wanted to read what that said word for word. They'll be required to go through health screening, which includes vaccination cards. So that will be, I don't know what the plans are for enforcement, but this is something that's definitely going to change a lot of people's decisions on if they're going to go to some of these events that are Beyond the Return or Ghana Tourism Authority endorsed. Let's see what the comments. Doral Wright says, "I'm thinking about moving to Ghana and I have a few questions. If you have to be a citizen to buy property in Ghana, if you can find affordable land to buy in Ghana, you do not have to be a citizen to buy land in Ghana. Um, Land is actually leased in Ghana, but you don't have to be a citizen to get property or land. Property or land, you don't have to be a citizen. No. I mean, you can always find. And then your question on if you can find affordable land to buy, yeah, you can always find affordable land, but it's a matter of where you're looking to live. Just like anywhere else in the world, depending on where you live, it's either affordable or it's really expensive. So it's all relative to where you choose to be. Okay, so back to our topic today, talking about the events and the protocols. Colin says, absolutely voting with my feet and walking away from such events and places. I think that that's what some people will do. That is what some people will do. Mr. and Mrs. Gold YouTube channel says, Christmas last year from visitors spread COVID when some places had nearly no cases. I guess you're speaking of the Caribbean because you were talking about the Caribbean earlier, having done that. Yeah, in Ghana, the numbers were quite low. And then during the Christmas season, the numbers went up as more holiday travelers came into the country. The numbers went up. I mean, they still weren't the same way that it was in other places in the world, but the numbers did go up. And I know that it was cause for concern because of Ghana's healthcare system. There was concern that it might get overloaded. So Colin says the stats are 1.8% are vaccinated here, apparently. So in Ghana, not even 2% of people are vaccinated, according to what Colin T is sharing here right now. Another comments from Dora White. Ivy, I've been watching you for a long time, and my family is planning on moving to Ghana. So I would like to know if you could reach out. Okay, so I do have a book called Your Essential Guide on Moving to Ghana. I often recommend that it's a good idea to get that book because it answers a lot of a lot of questions, basic questions that people have about moving to Ghana. Um, and if a lot of those questions are not answered, then I do consultations. So there is consultation if you are interested in doing a consultation, or you can get the book. So let me get the name of the book on the screen for you, so that if you want to do that, you can, um, or you can send me an email. That's my email address. Um, I'm gonna type up the name of the book. It's Your Essential Guide on Moving to Ghana, and second edition, available on Amazon. You can get a digital version or you can get the hard copy version. Your Essential Guide on Moving to Ghana. I answer a lot of questions in that book. And if your question is not answered, or if you don't want to get the book, you can book a consultation with me. Send me an email, the email address that I showed you up on the screen, and we can go from there with respect to getting some of your questions answered. But the book is Your Essential Guide on Moving to Ghana, and it's on Amazon. So I hope that answers your question. The next one is, let's go back here to some of the comments. We have Tabasco says, even if you're vaccinated, you can still spread COVID. Yeah, we've seen some reports and some cases of people who are still able to get it even after being vaccinated. The medical community is saying that even if you get it or you spread it when you're vaccinated, that the cases are not as severe if you're vaccinated. That's what the medical community is telling everyone. So, but yes, that possibility is there because medication and medicines are never 100%. There's always a margin for error in everything when it comes to the medical stuff. Boris Wilson says, I've heard of a new resort called Busia Paradiso in hotel in Ghana. The pictures look fabulous. Can you tell me more about this place, as I would like to visit? I have not. I don't know much about this place, so I can't answer your questions right now, but where is it? That looks like it's in the Western region, just based on the name Busia Paradiso Hotel. It sounds like it's in the Western region. The Western region has beautiful places. Western region has beautiful beaches, beautiful beaches. So I imagine that it is definitely a nice place. Let me just type it into my computer here and see if I recognize other people having shared the information, because I know a lot of people do share a lot of information. Yeah, it's in the Western region, Takoradi. Yeah, Takoradi, Western region has a lot of nice places. So I imagine that it will be absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh, Ochame, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hello, fancy seeing you doing a live stream. I have truly enjoyed and continue to enjoy your content here on YouTube. Keep up the good work. Oh, and you're looking lovely as always. Thank you so much. Thank you. I had a long day today, actually. I've had a really challenging week. And so it took a lot for me to come and do this live today. I had some flooding in my house. I had gone away to the northern region of Ghana, which I'm going to share some content. I'm actually uploading a video right now as we speak, of a place I went to in the upper east region of Ghana, which is almost bordering towards Burkina Faso. And so I was gone. I was gone for 4 days, came back home, and my house was flooded. And so I've been dealing with a hot mess for a few days now. So I've been a little bit stressed out, because imagine being away and coming home and your place is flooded. And it's flooded, but not just with water, it was flooded with sewage water. So it was freaking nasty. There was a backup in the sewage system, which ended up coming into my house. So, I mean, since I've started the story, I'll narrate the story. Um, I s- I came in and it was like brown gooky water, and it was just smelling. And so, anyway, I'll just make the long story short. Turns out that somebody had put cement stones into the sewage system because I got the city. So if you ever move to Ghana, for example, in the city of Accra, they have what's called the AMA, which is the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. And in Tema, you have the TMA, which is the Tema Metropolitan Assembly. So like each city has, it's like they service you in various things for your city. So with the sewage system, with the water system, so it's basically so I went to go and file my complaint, and found out that they were aware of some situation that happened. And um, because people are building on places they're not supposed to be building, and they're blocking pipelines, they're blocking sewage lines. And so they managed to send somebody to my house to come and to come and look at the manholes that are in the area, and opening them up, and discovered that somebody put cement stones down into the sewage system. So these cement stones are blocking the water. So with the blockage of water, when it rained and they're blocking, then the water just rises and ends up coming into my house, which was nasty. I'm smiling, but it wasn't a good thing. It was nasty. So so yeah, so long story short, I was dealing with that for the last few days, and they came and rectified the situation. There's still a little bit of something that I have to fix. So it took a lot for me to come up today and do this live stream, but I knew it was necessary because this is information people have been looking for. So I appreciate all of you who've joined today for this live stream as I talk about the events that are happening, about the protocols for events happening during the month of December. Um, Opheba Ofe says, well, so what about the events that are not officially endorsed? Are the protocols for other events, or will they not be able to promote an unofficial event? Just asking. So basically, when it comes to the events during Beyond the Return, and the same way it was during the Year of Return, if you were officially endorsed by Ghana Tourism Authority, endorsed by Year of Return, it means that you're willing to follow their protocols. It means that you're willing to um, do things the way that they want you to be doing your event or activity. As for those who choose not to be endorsed and just decide to have their own events, um, I can't say how the COVID task force is planning to enforce those particular events, but I know that they have intention of trying to really make sure that people are following certain regulations, so that rules and regulations, so that there's not an increase in COVID numbers. But I don't know how strict they are going to be with regulating the non-endorsed events. The challenge too is that sometimes there's people who just take the logo and put it on their flyer because they know it will get traction. because during the year of return, there were a lot of events that people just threw the year of return flyer logo on, and it was not an official endorsed event. They just did it because they knew it would help them get noticed by travelers who come and see the logo on their flyer. They felt that that would help them get increased numbers at their events. And people have been doing it with Beyond the Return. People just take the logo and decide to put it on their events without authorization. And you, as a consumer, you have no idea that they don't have authorization. You just assume you see the logo there, and you assume it means that they've been endorsed. So I'm not sure how they plan on um, getting things together to enforce the non-endorsed events, but I can say that the officially endorsed events, that there are plans to really regulate all of the things that I've been mentioning. So yeah. So let me go and check the comments again here. I can't see the email. Could you possibly type in the chat? Okay, I'll put it in the chat because I had the email on the screen, but I'll put it in the chat. My email is info@ivyprosper.com. So I put the email in the chat. Hopefully it pops up. And next comment, Deborah Jean Baptiste says, wow, thank you for keeping us informed. Suppose world leaders' next step will be that people are fully vaccinated to travel, period. Stay safe, everyone. Blessings. That possibility could happen. We'll see. We will see. I'm sorry about the flooding, but is the government ever going to do anything about floods? This one, this flooding issue that I have is truly based on humans, because when they checked the manhole, there were stones in there, and there are stones, that cement stones people use in construction. Somebody put it down there. So that one is not the government. Somebody with no common sense decided it was okay to put cement stones down the manhole, and it caused the blockage. So that is a human being issue. I know there's a lot of government issues that do need. There's a lot of government issues that people talk about that need to be looked at. But my specific situation, um, this is a person who chose to put cement stones down a manhole, causing this blockage in my area. Um, so it's a combination of that and a combination of people who are building places that they shouldn't. So with the people building places they shouldn't and blocking things, that one needs more enforcement with respect to how the government is handling it, how the assemblies are handling people when these kinds of things happen. So I can understand what you're saying. Oh yes, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Gold. Yes, they said sorry. Thank you. Accra Metropolitan Assembly, AMA, yes, or TMA for Tema Metropolitan Assembly. Um, Isabel, I'm sorry you're going through this. Thank you, Isabel. I didn't get a chance to tell you. I told mom and my other sister Ricky. But yeah, it's not a nice thing to go not a nice thing to go through. Um, Next comment we have Arif Hassan, Liberia. I guess you're watching from Liberia. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. So back to talking about the events. When I was talking about the announcement for Beyond the Return, so basically they're supposed to announce the schedule of events, but because things were still being finalized, they haven't actually officially announced all of the events that are going to be on the calendar, because they're still trying to get everybody locked in with respect to these protocols, especially that have now been announced by the COVID task force, and with Ghana Tourism Authority. And apparently, this is something that the president has also signed off on, so that um, people can follow these protocols. So just a reminder for those of you who tuned in late, Ghana Tourism Authority, Beyond the Return, the COVID task force is the one who really was instrumental in coming together with talking with the president of Ghana on making this decision for the endorsed events during the month of December, which are the COVID protocols. The top one that is really going to affect a lot of people is that they said that everybody who goes to events these endorsed events must be vaccinated and they must show proof of vaccination upon entering these events. Everybody's going to be done getting temperature checks. There must be sanitizer stations at all of the events throughout, where places where people can sanitize their hands. Some of the events with the size and with ticketing, they want it to be reduced numbers to allow for social distancing at the events. And people are required to be wearing masks. Anybody age 5 and above is supposed to be wearing masks unless you're going to be eating or drinking where you can remove it to eat or drink. Otherwise, they are requiring people to be wearing masks at the events. Now, one of the events that is highly anticipated that people ask about all the time is Afrochella. Afrochella has officially announced that they will be on. December the 28th is when Afrochella is happening. Other events that are going to be happening, but the dates have not been confirmed yet, are the Polo Beach Club, Rhythms on the Runway. That one is actually in, yeah, Rhythms on the Runway. The Guba Awards, A Taste of Ghana. There's a Kwanzaa in Ghana event, the Diaspora Transition event, and the Ahaspora 10-year anniversary conference. The dates haven't been officially announced yet, but those are some of the events that have been confirmed that will be happening during the month of December for Beyond the Return. So, yeah, let me go to the comments. Doral Wright says, I don't know how they do construction over there in Ghana, but here each person has to have a permit. And wherever the building is going on, they contact them, and most of the governments has too. Yeah, there's permits here. So basically, you have to apply for a permit. And so the problem is people apply for permits, and some of them get denied permits. And even though they were denied, they don't care, and they go ahead and build anyway. And so that's what's the issue. They go ahead and build anyway. So there needs to be more of an enforcement on these people who are just building anyway when they're not supposed to. So yeah, you do have to get a permit here. You go to the assembly, your local assembly, and you apply for the permit. Vita Go says, greetings from Phoenix, Arizona. Greetings. I know it's hot in Arizona. I'm at work 2:35 p.m., so I may not be able to watch for the whole live. No worries. Gotta work. You gotta make your money. You gotta make your money. But thanks for tuning in, even for a short time. They're all right. Go clean that line every month. And we're sorry to hear about your situation. Thank you. Thank you. So that means Ghana is now compulsory to vaccinate to enter any events. So far, to enter the endorsed events by Ghana Tourism Authority, Beyond the Return Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, there are other people who are doing events that are not endorsed under, and I'm not sure exactly how they're planning on doing the regulations with them, but I'm sure that they will eventually spread to all events. So I'm glad you brought up that point. But people are asking, how is it going to be? How are they going to regulate it? I've had people ask me that question. Kwame Osei says, law does not work in GH. And hi, Ivy from London, looking good as usual. Thank you. Thank you so much. Fauzi says, I'm from Ghana, but watching you from Saudi Arabia. Oh, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Abby A says, when this virus is completely over, do you think Ghana can ever make a comeback with it beyond a return since the pandemic ruined everything? Oh, for sure. People are still coming. It's just not in as high of numbers, but people are still coming. The irony is in Ghana, I mean, our top travelers that come to Ghana are from the US, number one, Nigeria, number two, and then UK is number three, and then everyone else in the world. So, but those are the top three: the US, Nigeria, and the UK. So the US one dropped significantly. We still saw the UK drop too, but we still saw numbers coming in from the UK. And Nigerians are always coming to Ghana. Nigerians are always coming to Ghana. We love you, Nigeria. They're always coming to Ghana. So yeah, I definitely think Ghana would definitely recover from this. I really do believe so. Because people are always looking for new ways and new places, new alternatives. And with the continent of Africa being a space that a lot of people of African descent. A lot of Black people around the world are looking at Africa now as a place to, whether it's to invest, to live, or to holiday, vacation. I think that it's definitely, because it's, number one, it's an English speaking country. So with people coming from places like the UK, Canada, US, from English speaking countries, they find it easier to navigate in Ghana. And are you still with me? Are you still with me? My internet just cut out for a bit there. I hope you're still internet issues. I hope you can see me. Oh, the internet. Are we better? Are we good? Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? This is a challenge today. Let me know if you can see me now. Let me know if you can see me now. I hope you can see me now. I hope you can see me now. Okay, so Regis says, I know it's late, would be able to find a hotel during the holiday season. It will be challenging to find the good ones left, because most of them are completely gone in the 4 and 5 star range. Then there's the 3 stars centers. So yes, it's going to be hard to find a place. It won't be right now, right now. Try Airbnb. Look at Airbnb to see if you find places there as well. But a lot of places are gone already. But there's a place in East Legon that I know a lady who runs it, and she told me she had some spaces available still. So let me see if I can put that on the screen. It's called the Dan Residence. So if you look it up, just Google the Dan Residence, East Legon. I'll put that on the screen for you as well. So Regis, if you can just Google the Dan Residence in East Legon, they have uh, a bunch of rooms available. She told me still. So you can check them out and see. Why is it not showing on the screen now? I hope that you haven't lost me again. I'm trying to show this on the screen. There we go. The Dan Residence, East Lake gone. If you check them out, Google them. Oh, schools were closed. So there was like a lot of things that were closed, but the actual lockdown only lasted for 3 weeks. And the other thing is offices. I guess offices also people were working from home who could work from home in Ghana, but the lockdown wasn't the way it last year, September 1st, 2020, when the airport opened and people started coming in, and they had implemented that mandatory COVID test upon arrival. Then they saw that, of course, I mean, there's people who could test negative, but then later on they're actually positive, and I mean, there's margin for error where people slip through the cracks. So there was an increase when they had that new variant of the COVID that was like gave it. That one was of concern at the time. But ago, Ghana was having like an average of 50 new COVID cases a day. Um, Whereas in the past, there was like a point where they were having like 100 cases a day. There was a time it was like 500 cases a day. But then now, the last I checked, it was like 50 cases a day or something like that with Ghana. Um, so, yeah, that's the case from what I've read last. So I'd have to check to confirm what the actual numbers are as of today. Okay, so let me go to the comments again. And it's going slowly. When I click on it, it's slowing down. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. I try my best to give information as accurately as I can. That's why sometimes I'll see content creators too that I've seen who will don't know information, and sometimes I'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't listen just said what they said to misinform people." I don't like to unless I know that I'm pretty accurate in what I'm saying. And not something I actually am sure of. I don't try to act like I totally know. I'll say not always have the information. So I appreciate that combat. The feed is really people all the time. Says I might have other apps in your stream. Live streams, like right from the beginning, that, that you should all those before everything, and the only thing I have open is my um, uh, the live stream. I close before I start the stream to work. Allows you to stream multiple platforms Okay, it looks like I'm back. Okay, all right. It looks like okay. So I just wanted to say bye, everyone. I